Hey guys, Eddie here. Super Bowl's coming up in a little over a week, so I thought I'd do a quick video on some of the advantages that are out there in relation to the Super Bowl odds. As you can see, I'm here on the Bovada site, and you can see some alternative lines for the 49ers and the Chiefs. And if it's not standing out to you at the moment, it will become pretty obvious to you that there are some clear advantages. I don't know who modeled this for Bovada, but it's clearly a bad job. If you notice the first three lines, San Francisco minus 12.5 is 4-1. Minus 12 is also 4-1. Minus 11.5 is also 4-1. So, it's clearly more advantageous to take the minus 11.5 on San Francisco over the 12 or 12.5. So I'm not sure why they didn't increase these odds even a little bit, make this 401 and 402. And same on the Kansas City Chiefs side. Look, you can get 12.5 points at, negative 700 or plus 12 at the same price. So clearly you would take the 12.5. And there are other examples like that in the lines. So I thought I would just put together a quick uh, Google sheet on how to model some of this stuff and how to find maybe the lines that stand out and might offer an advantage. And I'm not a firm believer in just following the model. I think you follow either what your gut is or someone who can give you a good pick. And then the model should be a guide. It shouldn't be the end all be all. So with that being said, let's go create a Google sheet. And we'll create a new blank one. And I will name this Super Bowl. And I will share it. I will also include the share link in the YouTube comments or in the where you put descriptions about the video. So we'll do get a shareable link. Anyone can view. And I'll put this in the information. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is just some basic linear regression in Google Sheets. You can also do this in Microsoft Excel. It's pretty straightforward, but let's build out the model. So the first thing we want to put in our column here is the spread, and then the odds. And we'll put in a couple of values. So we'll do 12.5 down to 11. So minus 12.5, they're giving you 400. Minus 12, also 400. And minus 12, minus 11.5. Also 400. And then minus 11 was plus 395. So I'm going to use the forecast function to just kind of get a grasp on how the odds should line up for their line. So here we're going to put in our x value, and then we're going to put in our y's, which will be column B, and then our spreads, which will be column A. It's funny that I mentioned 401 before. That's the number that came up now, and we'll copy this down. So as you can see, the general gist and even the linear regression model, even though it's a straight fit, it should be more of a curved fit, but it's a straight fit. You can see how the odds should go down as the points that you're giving go down. And so now you can kind of match this up against, what you're receiving versus what it should theoretically be. And again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not the end all be all. It should just be used as a guidepost. I happen to like San Francisco in this game. Um, I'm not sure, even if the model said, hey, give 12 and a half, that I would follow it to the letter of the law. I might throw, a small amount of money on it, but definitely not what the model says. All right, so let's also build in a column here for our theoretical advantage. And so if our forecast is, well, we want to basically see if the odds being offered are better than what the forecast is set at. And so, in general, we're gonna be looking for numbers that are greater than 1. And so you can see there's a couple here in the middle. The minus 12, the minus 11 and a half have a slight advantage, but we'll enter a few more numbers and just see how the model changes. And then I will share this publicly. People can save this and continue to enter money numbers from the model, or switch it around and fool around with the forecast command and get a feel for that. All right, so we'll do minus 10 and a half at plus 360. Then you can see with as we enter more data, the numbers start to drastically change. And so like right now, the bet that is really standing out is minus 11 at 395. The forecast says it should be about 382. Again, it's a limited data set. The idea would be to enter all of these data points and then see what the model comes up with. I did this last night in Excel. Let me bring that up, and you guys can get a feel. So San Francisco, when I modeled it out, looked like the getting 10 and a half points was a good side of the model, and for the Chiefs, plus 9 was a significant advantage on the model. Again, just going to reiterate, not the end all be all, but just a guidepost to have some kind of reference for how to bet the game. Thanks, guys.